We're the Society of Economic Geologists, Monash student chapter. We were lucky enough to have a sponsored trip to the highlands of eastern Victoria to get a taste of the beauty and history of the area around Woods Point and Valhalla. These places, their history, is intimately tied to the geology of the area. Mining, trade, technological advances, all joined amongst the beautiful hills on the eastern edge of the Lachlan origin. But let's start by turning back the clock. The year is 1862. Not a lot happening around the hills that would become Woods Point. One talented prospector finds a gold reef, a vein of gold amongst the quartz-laden rocks. Soon the word spreads, and the single general store town explodes into a 36-hotel gold mine. The gold here occurs within Devonian age sandstones and shales, penetrated by a swarm of dikes of ultramafic to intermediate composition. Over 900,000 ounces of gold has been produced from these mines, concentrated in quartz and quartz carbonate veins within the dikes. As the gold rush slowed in the 1870s to 1890s, miners were forced to come up with new methods of extraction and work in increasingly dangerous conditions to turn a profit. Many died of silicosis from the processing of quartz, so many in fact that the hills are littered with dead buried vertically. The permanent population of Woods Point would shrink over the years, but a century later more would still come, seeking their fortune in the frigid waters of the Goulburn River, building rafts or tinnies with bilge pumps to hoover up gold flecks. 2 hours drive south, Valhalla is home to a retired mine now open for tourism. The Long Tunnel mine was developed over several decades and in the hands of several companies, starting in 1865. As the mine grew, it appeared that the gold-laden quartz reef may extend further than initially anticipated. This left the mine managers with a tough choice. They could hedge their bets, pulling up short of what could be an underwhelming deposit, or risk it all, preparing massive workings and overshooting the gold reef in order to effectively retrieve the stoped material. The decision was made to develop the drives, to go big, and it paid off big. During the 1890s, the Long Tunnel Extended Mine was the biggest gold producer in Victoria for 5 consecutive years. In this period, the mine had 5 enormous Cornish boilers constructed in the bowels of the operation, burning 30 tonnes of wood every day to keep the steam-powered drills operational. A trade-off for many miners, as the lack of quartz dust and therefore silicosis gave little relief from the unrelenting heat and soot produced by the boilers. There are even spoken reports that horses and mules were used in the deepest parts of the mine, though no records of this illegal act have yet surfaced. Now, as geologists, we study the history of the Earth itself. But as we found, there's also much to learn from the people and the places that inhabit these amazing landforms.